Hello, I'm Bromoc, and welcome to my Redpower 2 series. As promised in the last episode, this episode is going to be a detour into a computer crafter, particularly the turtle, these little guys over here, and how I've made them strip mine for myself. They just returned, so let me see what goodies they have. Some silver ore, redstone, copper, tin, iron ore. I'm starting to get low on cobblestone, believe it or not. Alright. So, I'm leaving one cobblestone here so it knows that that's trash and that you only collect a certain amount, but don't count that against the space for determining if you're full or not, for mining other things. I'll get into that later. So now we just return him back to depth 45, although he's actually following a path he knows where he last started home, so it speeds things up. Some more redstone, tin, cobble. Why is that cobble? Small bug. Maybe it... Well, no. The cobblestone I placed down there when I was trying to investigate, it's like what was going on in actually preparing for this one to show you how the little guy works. But bugs somewhere. Well, there are minor bugs still, and I think that from just gameplay standpoint I can live with. And why did it do gravel? Another bug. Because I have gravel here. These are my trash slots. So, might as well start with that. So, I have to tell it what to consider trash and what not to consider trash. These are all the various types of ores. It turns out it will do anything, including dirts with grass. Anything that's not even in this. Even another turtle. I had actually placed them, four of them together, all facing different directions, so they all mine in different directions. But apparently one mined the other one and put it into its inventory. It was quite amusing. Okay, so yeah. So these are all the, the valuable ores, and this is the stuff that is unvaluable. When it gets to 60, I tell it to throw out 10, because we do want to keep some like now for various other projects, like just you don't want all the cobblestone, but you want some cobblestone, and so I don't have to revert to a cobblestone generator. Okay, so now we turn this guy back to so this thing is branch mining. 45 is the depth, 8 is which branch to start out with, because they don't really save their state between boots, or if you save your game and then load the game, they kind of lose the state. So I have to actually wait till they come back before I actually exit the game. It's a bit of an annoyance, but if I worked at it, I'm sure I can add in persistence against saves. I'm sure other people already have. So where was I going? Oh yeah. So back to the first problem I had was pathfinding. How do we know where he was before and getting back? Very simple solution, and found out from a coworker. I'm a professional dev, and one of my coworkers actually worked on robotics and game programming back in the day. So he's actually said that if just keeping track of your location and then trimming it back so to find that loops on your current ones typically work. I actually found that it works really, really well. Plus, if I have an option not to delete the loops. Trim the loops. That's it. That was the word I was looking for. Sorry. That we would be able to use that to follow a vein, mine that all out, then come back to its original position and continue its normal branching path. So let's show you details. This was the original shaft that was made for the my first time I launched the miner in this world. All the way down to diamond level. Okay, so here's what it does. It goes down to the level you go. Then in intervals of 3, it goes forward, digging. This particular one I actually had it for a short time digging out top and above or below. I can't remember which, but so I can have 2 space so I can actually kind of follow it, see what it's doing. After that, I actually removed that to give it just the single ones. This one's here because there's a interference between my original location and my new location, and I didn't think out the directions that they were supposed to be mining. Okay, here's an empty vein that the turtle found. Well, it was not empty when before, but there was a vein here of something, not quite sure. Due to the size, I'm thinking coal or coal with redstone. So it goes in. This was probably the first one it found. Hit the it digged there, went inside, looked around for any other ores, moved that direction, moved that direction, looked around for any ores, and if that fails, it goes back to its previous position using the earlier path remembrance without trimming the loops on it, pruning that last leaf off, then look for any more in that surrounding that block and forward, and it goes on until it eventually comes back here and says, okay, I'm at the end. Haven't done that before, and so it stops the finding the vein and continues on its normal branching path. So let's see how big this thing really was. Ooh, kind of nice. Or maybe no, maybe this was found by the previous branch. Let's light this thing up. This has now become a mob spawner. Oh, before I lit this whole thing up, I had to deal with creepers and skeletons and zombies all over the place. So, and that's how it does when it detects ore. So, essentially, the logic is really simple and dumb, actually. That anything that's not in those 4 trash slots is considered an ore, and it will start mining if the ore it detects is not one of those 5 ore slots, or there's an empty ore slot available to it. If not, it will actually trigger saying, I've got no more room, quit the branch mining app, and return home by using the path. The path is then saved so that I can actually tell it to, when I start back up again, it looks to see if there is a known path, and it goes to the end of the path, so it will come back here very quickly, because searching for ores is actually fairly slow. I'll get to the searching for ores part in a bit. But the branch mining is actually very, very easy. The code, actually no, let me wait for that code. It can be easily explained if I just show it to you on the turtle display. Oh wait, can I show it to you on the turtle display? Anyways, I'll be back. I'm going to go back up. Oh, actually, no. I need to show you. I just, kind of showed. I do have a bit of a bug. It didn't quite find this piece. I don't know why. It might be due to all of the sand. Or, the gravel. I think the gravel is actually interfering with the logic. Even though, in the movement, I account for the gravel. So if I had that much trouble with the... No... well, it might have. Gravel might have confused it. Whenever there's gravel around... Ooh. Is that tin or... Oops, I just did the sin. Don't dig right underneath you. And I digged underneath myself. And, yeah, the sand, you didn't see that. That is probably, again, either a bug or when I go to the next depth level, it might find it. That. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the, my workshop, wait for them to come back, and then I'll step through the logic of the branch miner itself. The logic of finding the, following the mines and doing the pathfinding is all within a new API that I wrote for Turtle that I call Turtle EX for extended. Alright, I'll see you up there. Okay, I'm going to go through the branch mining program. Now, I warn you, this is not professional level quality of code, because this is a game for me and I do that all day at work, and I haven't felt like writing a unit test framework, which I've been actually thinking about doing a unit test framework just for computer craft to help with it, because it would actually speed up the process, but I was having for fun. It's more of the prototype style and quality of code. But personally, I'm kind of against the prototype should be as close to production quality as possible, because once you submit something, they really want it now. It's like, but you've already got it running in code. Yes, but they don't have. But it's not production quality. It's not robust yet. Some managers don't understand that. Anyways, I digress. Back to the start of the program. So here's my branch program. It's just the starter args. The arg1 is the target depth. That's relative to you, wherever it starts. The branch is which number branch from the center to start out with. That is there primarily because when you stop, or when you save your game, it does not save the Lua states of each of your turtles and computers. It actually then just reboots to it. Maybe he'll change that later, but it's just something to be aware with computer craft. Wrong button. Okay, so target depth is the depth that you get to. Branch start is which branch to start with every 3 intervals. Branch length is how many blocks each branch is. So at the default for that is 1. For branch start is 1. Default for branch length is 32. Now here it is something that I did within the Turtle EX API. Lua can give function names in tables, and then if you reference that name of the entry of that table as a function, it will then redirect it to whatever the function is defined within that table. It's actually very useful for pseudo object-oriented programming. You can still do object-oriented programming, but with the way Computercraft was put together, that type of method would be very difficult to do. I don't know if it's impossible or not. I haven't tried it, but he's done some tricks to make sure that globals aren't being done, and that creates some idiosyncrasies versus regular Lua, or just the plain Lua. So and then the local up equals turtle ex dot up is just for semantic sugar. It's just easy, like a little macro, so you don't have to completely type it out, and makes it easier to read down the line. Now the try forwards. Well, this line here is commented out because it was up, so it digs what it's on and then the object above it to give me room to go through and follow the guy. But first it checks to see if there's any ore nearby. It does that. The turtle has 3 sensors: up, forward, and down. So it doesn't have sensors on either side. So it has to actually turn to the left, check to see if there's ore, then turn back to the right, check to see if there's ore, in addition to just doing the other detects. The detects are fast enough on its own. The turns actually take some time. So while you're going through this, it is really it's slow. But we fixed that for between dump offs with using the pathfinding, or the path remembrance system, which I call crumbs, like breadcrumbs. So if there is nearby, it will then call the turtledeck's follow vein, which I explained earlier how that does it, and then exit back to the normal part of the program. Then if not forward move, tries to dig forward. If that fails, then it returns false. Oh yeah, since you couldn't move forward, since it can't move forward, there's an obstruction blocking it. So then turtle x dig is the function that actually checks to see if the forward's trash. If it is, it does the trash. If it's regular ore, check to see if there's room for that particular piece of ore, and then do the dig. Now, if it's false, then we will try forwards will return false, which will then stop the execution of the loop, which is the branch mining loop, and then we'll call return home using the the crumb system to do the to get back to where you start off, and then if I'm waiting there and I see it come up, I go in, remove it, like they say, just nickelite, copper, coal, and more gravel. Definitely a bug somewhere. I think I can live with that for now, kind of. Now, and more redstone. And then I really want to start collecting cobblestone, because I need smooth stone to make wafers and covers and suffer later within Redpower 2. Then, yeah, if dig forward tries to give this sand a chance to fall. Where did I take this from? I did take this from somewhere. I'll be right back. I gotta look it up. I gotta give proper credit. I cannot find who actually I first saw that at. But what it does is just that, because sand takes time to fall, you dig and there's sand above you, it will then block, and it actually kind of throws off your whole movement algorithm, and you can actually get stalls. Or you get deterministic shapes of rooms. I've had that happen like a few times this past week, and various bugs. So, and there you go. And then, okay, if it can go forwards, it does true. Try down is very simple. This is just taken from I believe the original branch. The original excavate. Open file. I'm taking a look at the original excavate. Oh, actually, no. Giving this sand a chance to fall was actually from the original excavate, which I based this whole thing on. So dig is essentially the Turtle exe dig is an advanced version of a bunch of lines of code that was done and that was replicated a bunch of times in excavate. And so this was why I did the little direction thing, so I can tell it to that for its detect, it's use detect down, and for move, use move down, and I've got a forwards that just says detect and moves for move. Try up is the same thing. In fact, I don't think. Oh no, it is used in case you want to strip mine above you. Return last false. Yeah. This one, if there's already a known path to where they used to have been, this function just follows that path down, so you get there as fast as possible without going through that long turn left, turn right detection algorithm to finding it, which is part of the try forward. So this is if you're below your target height, which is a negative number. Then it will go and try to do it. This is after we do the return last. So we're down there. But if you first started out, there is no last path, so you're at your normal location, so we need to move it one way or the other. Now this one is the less than branch start. Right, so this one actually moves the little turtle to the location of the first branch before it actually starts the branch mining. This -1 here is because of our very first thing is to face north and then do the try forwards. So if it can't try forward, it says done is true. And then we skip out. The can work is actually hit when it's what gets hit when the room inventory is done. I have some sort of bug that I put in. It's bad designs, but instead of spending a couple hours trying to debug it, I decided to just put this additional, it's a hack, I freely admit it, function to short circuit any of the plumbing logic of the return. So once it and this one only, and it goes forward if you're not actually within a branch. You're going to the main branch that kicks off the sub branches. And if the turtle is more than 0, and we are actually on the individual Z position of where each branch should exist, we tell it to face east. Now, that direction is based on when the direction when the turtle starts, or if you move or turn the direction of the turtle without using any of the turtle EX APIs. So if you just use the main turtle API, it won't keep track of its direction. So you can actually tell it to reorientate to what it's considered, what each turtle's north is considered. So we tell it to turn face east, which is just turn right from north, and then start branching out in that direction. It will branch out. It will go forwards. It'll do the try forwards, which does the vein searching until it reaches the length of the branch. If that's done, I mean, if the try forwards fails, usually there's no room, or if it's blocked. So done is equal to 2. We break out of this. Of course, this break is this while break, not the actual branch mining break. So here we've actually got to break here, and so that we later call the return home, which will immediately, as fast as possible, go back to where it started, so I can unload it and send it back off on its way. Now, assuming it gets to the end of the branch length, it then will turn around and then go back to the main branch, and then go up to the next sub branch location and do everything again. Now, this dig here, because I'm trying to come back as fast as possible. I'm not doing try forward. So there's a possibility that maybe sand came in behind me, or gravel, and so they need to then remove the gravel and go forward. So then this will go forward until there is no more room into the cargo, and then it's returning to surface. It returns home. False tells it not to clear the path, because I've got some other ones that I just want to go in there, clear the path, and like build me a room down below this size, which I'm still kind of working on. But it just then returns home. False for it, like I said, doesn't delete, and then prints out how much it's collected. that's the basic algorithm of the branch miner. Once I get things settled up, I probably will release this, and if I can get those bugs fixed. I don't like putting out any code that has any known bugs about it. It's a professional it's professional pride is what it is. Even though that, business-wise, I do realize that sometimes that bug is acceptable, and we can hopefully revisit it later if my bosses allow me to. But I digress again. So that's how my branch mining turtle works. So hopefully maybe someone with a little more eloquence can reverse engineer it from mine and do something better with it, improve it. But I'm going to actually show you kind of my intent here. So I have 2 right now. I've actually got room here to place in 4. Each in separate directions. Hopefully, rearrange the directions so they don't interfere with one another, so they don't try to mine each other. Oh god, that's still so funny. So that I can have 4 going at once and not worry about it. Sometime later, I'm probably going to put in some sort of mechanism, either with computer craft or maybe with in combination of Redpower, so that it will. It has to be a combination with that Redpower to dump its cargo into my future collecting system, so I can automate this, but I can turn things off if I'm planning to. Okay, I want to exit, so next time you come around, don't go out, so that we can at least save state of some sort. So, but that's pretty far down the line. I'm actually, that's probably far enough down the line that I'm hoping that Frames is out, so that I can actually move to a type of branch mining there. My potential designs, the machines are fairly large, even for a simple miner. Branch mining may not be easy to do with Frames, but it is on something to do that I want to try to do with Frames. It might be a similar algorithm here. I don't know. That's definitely a wait and see until how LRM figures out the frames and she gets released. Well, she's already figured it out. She's just doing all of the proper polish. So that's it for now. And this was a rather long episode, and I hope I didn't bore you to death by looking through code. But it was a good high level stuff. And actually, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna show you some fun. Alright, I gotta set this off first. Just putting it in the wrong chest. So, this only works on going down. But you can use this as an elevator. Only going down. Oh, that's not good. Alright. And so it's going off. Going. It's on. It's returning to last location. Oh, shoot! It's past lava. I should have rebooted. Okay. Do I want to do this? Oh, sure. Why not? I'm gonna go back up. Try this again. All right. Here we go. Let me reboot the turtle, so it clears out the last path. Do branch. I was at 45, so let's do it. We wanted by 3, so we go 42. Yeah, so there's 2 in between. We start, and then our descent into the mines. Our very dark descent into the mines. Don't worry, I set up a torch to about where we're going, so there will be some light. So now it's determining to go, and now it's going that way. And let's follow this guy. So he's looking up, looking left, looking right, looking forward, even looking back. Oh no, he's only looking forward, not looking back. Of course he missed that because this was not in his sensor range, because that was clear. And I'm opening it there. So there is some efficiency inherent into the system. Although I should really probably put the torches up here where we can't see him, because he will take out the torches that he detects. Oh. Okay, there is a bit of a bug. This is going to be interesting. He's taken out all my ladders to get back home. Oh. So it detects everything. There's no really differentiation. If it's not in the slots, you can't tell what it is. I like that from a balance standpoint, but I did not think about this. Apparently, he's eating my torches too. Ugh. Eh. Oh, frack. Alright. At least I was able to grab... Where did he go? Well, okay, but it found a... It's still thinking it's on the mine shafting. So it's following a vein. Now I'm kind of lost what direction he's supposed to be in. I'm pretty sure that he is not lost. Yeah, okay, so you detected a ladder off of right over here on the left. Saw it as a vein, went up there, killed all my ladders, and start doing it. Now he should start branch mining soon. Oh no, he's already branch mining, sorry. So he's going to go 32. And I'm sorry for that. Episode's going to be extra long. But trying to describe programmings and algorithms and then seeing it in progress, it can be a lengthy process. Hopefully I did not bore you too much. Still, I will get better at this. Since you stole all my torches, you grab my torches back and my trapdoor. You get my trapdoor too? Ugh. Yeah, eats everything. Even mushrooms. So I'm actually thinking of doing a mushroom farmer robot with this. Have just, one thing wide so it doesn't eat the cobble, just goes up, grabs the mushrooms, plants them on the way back for the different spaces. Oop, and he's really, when he's done with a branch, he's really fast. Get out of my way, get out of my way. And now he's continuing the main branch. And of course he doesn't see this. But once I move him to the next level, he will see this. He might not see this unless there's a ore there. Disjointed ores. That's where my inefficiencies are. I stop when there's trash space, when he's following a vein. I don't count for possibly little spaces or diagonals. But so, I can live with that. Besides, once Frames comes out, I do plan to create an underground quarry right underneath my workshop, clear this whole place out. That would be a lot of torches. Anyway, again, apologize for the length of the episode. Next episode, I'm back to Redpower almost exclusively, where I'm going to actually start a solar farm. So, actually an alloy furnace, so I can start the solar farm. Blue electricity system, so I can have an array of furnaces and alloy furnaces that runs off of blue electricity. So, I will see you then, and I hope I didn't completely bore you to death in this 45 minutes. I'll try to edit it down as much as I can. Talk to you later.